Today, we're diving into one of the most revolutionary systems in the world of forensics, Henry's 10-digit fingerprint classification system. This is the system that changed how fingerprints were used in solving crimes. Alright, before we dive into the steps of classification, let's talk a little bit about the origins of this system. In 1901, the Henry system was first introduced by Scotland Yard. This revolutionary idea was the brainchild of Sir Edward Henry, and it allowed police to file fingerprints of up to 100,000 sets. Can you imagine the impact? Suddenly, identifying criminals became a lot faster. But the US FBI took it even further by expanding the system to accommodate an ever-growing number of prints, eventually becoming what we know today as the FBI system. Now, let's take a closer look at how the Henry system classifies fingerprints. The Henry system considers all 10 fingers. It looks at the unique ridge patterns found on your fingerprints and converts those patterns into letters and numbers, which are then arranged in the form of a fraction. It helps classify and arrange fingerprints in an orderly way, just like how you file books in a library. Imagine this: just like books are categorized by their authors, fingerprints are filed based on the patterns found in the ridges of your fingers. These patterns are divided into three main types: loops, whorls, and arches. So when a set of fingerprints comes in, each pattern is assigned a value. These values are then put together to create a classification fraction. Step 1. Record the fingerprints. First things first, you need a clear set of fingerprints from all 10 fingers. In the traditional Henry system, each fingerprint is analyzed individually. Step 2. Identify the patterns. Now, look at each fingerprint carefully and identify the pattern type. Is it a loop? A whorl? An arch? This is crucial, as it forms the basis of your classification. Step 3. Assign values. Once you've identified the pattern on each finger, you assign it a value. Step 4. Create a fraction. Here's where things get mathematical. You arrange these values into a fraction, with the values from the even-numbered fingers going on top and the odd-numbered ones at the bottom. This forms your primary classification. But wait, there's more to it. The 10-digit classification system goes beyond just the primary classification. The complete process is divided into 7 classifications. Let's break them down quickly. Secondary classification: this is where specific characteristics of the right and left index fingers are considered. Subsecondary classification: this involves breaking down the fingerprint further by looking at the ridge characteristics in the even-numbered fingers. This takes into account further refinements, considering even more details of the fingerprint patterns. Major division classification: here, the ridge counts and patterns of the thumb and other fingers come into play. Final classification: this is the sum of all the characteristics from the earlier classifications to further narrow down the search. Key classification: this final step focuses on a specific feature, like a ridge count, to create a unique identifier for the fingerprint. These classifications together make it possible to sort through and search millions of fingerprint records with incredible efficiency. This system is incredibly efficient. Just like you can quickly find a book in a library by its author, investigators can quickly find fingerprints based on their classification. It brought in a new era of criminal identification. But as the number of fingerprints grew, the system had to be expanded with even more details, now used worldwide, especially in the US. One thing to note, though, is that the Henry system wasn't ideal for cold crime scenes where you only have partial fingerprints, like just one finger. That's where the B.Sc system came in. It took an extra set of fingerprints at the time of arrest and classified each digit individually, making it easier to match partial prints found at crime scenes.